Well, good afternoon. My name is Joshua Sullivan, and this is my revised digital citizenship Canvas course, which I'm pretty pumped to kind of walk through all the revisions I made. So, first off, I would like to thank Miss Emily Whittier and Miss Marshan Jackson. They were the two that, bless their hearts, had to look through this and give me some great advice on how to properly revise it. So, I want to thank them for all the hard work they put in for that. And really, most importantly, thank them for the great tips. There was truly nothing that they said that I was in any disagreement about. It's funny, I use Canvas every day for my middle schoolers, so I teach eighth graders, and you think you know everything with Canvas because you do it for eighth graders, and there's such a huge difference between a collegiate level Canvas course and an eighth grade course. So thank you both, Emily and Marshan. I know I'm butchering your name. Forgive me. For all the advice and for the amazing revisions. So, in this final Canvas course, just to make life easy for you, Professor, and for me, because I'm a rambler, is you'll notice I put in parentheses revised by all the things that I felt like needed to be corrected, need to be added, or some things need to be omitted, which are very rare. Mostly it's additions. It's funny, the second I hit submit to turn this in, it's that you think about all the things you should have done after you hit submit, right? That's at least for me, that's a common problem. But this time it was great. It was fun. It was a lot more challenging than I initially thought of, but it made me appreciate Canvas more and just online learning how technical and specific you need to be to build that community. So I think the easiest thing to do would be simply to start from the top and just kind of work our way down quickly in these 10 minutes, and hopefully I don't put anybody to sleep. A positive that I got from my peers was the workshop schedule. I think I was pretty specific about what to do each day, so a lot of good positive feedback from that. I know I appreciate that in my online courses. I'm a very task oriented, so it's like, all right, do this, do this, do this. So that seemed to be a popular thing that I had. Now, for the revised part, one not complaint or issue, but something that I think I need to do a much better job of is, I know this course very well, duh, because I made it, right? But for the people coming in, a criticism or critique was maybe specifically say, hey, here are the things that need to get done in this, right? Here are the 1, 2, 3, 4 things that need to get done. So, as simple as this page looks, I think this was super helpful for potentially new students when they come in and go, okay, what are the 4 specific things I need to get done this week? What are those 4 must-haves to walk away with a quote-unquote positive experience and passing grade, right? So I did add that to this just to make life simple. So again, we had the Alpha Box discussion, which I'll go to here in a moment, with responding to peers, creating that Kahoot or Blooket based off the content, taking the end of course quiz, and then of course the survey, which amazing feedback from that survey. The support form, water cooler form, kept that as is. The Meet the Facilitator page, I did have a revision in here as well. The number one issue, and I knew it, dadgummit, the second I submitted this, and I saw a couple of my peers that did a much better job than me, is right here at the bottom. I think I should have had this, and I knew I should have had it, and I feel like an idiot for not posting it, is having those opportunities in that 1 week course. It's really hard to build a community, I think. So having 3 days, so I posted here Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 o'clock. That should give folks time. I'm assuming most everybody in this course would have been a teacher like me. 7 seems to be a reasonable amount of time to get home from work, with school ending between 4 and 5, I'm assuming, for everybody. But I know some of us have clubs and coaching, so it could get crazy. But just having the ability for me to physically, well, not physically, but to digitally be there, I did not have that, and that was a huge mistake. I think that could have added a lot of camaraderie, community building, and just answering questions, just being that resource and not assuming that they're going to read every nook and cranny of my course. So that was a huge revision that was definitely needed to be revised. So I'm pumped I did that. My next revision would simply be the Alpha Box, my get to know you discussion. So a lot of times I've seen, like 2 truths and a lie, or just some basic facts about yourself. So I love the Alpha Box. I use it for my 8th graders every year. This is my kind of get to know you strategy that I like. So Alpha box is pretty simple. Every letter of the alphabet's posted. As you can see here in bold, these are some of the revisions I made. Like an idiot, I didn't ask them to comment on their peers. I just simply asked them initially to pick 10 letters of the alphabet and describe something about yourself. So I gave them an example. For letter G, my son, his name's Graham. So for this one, let's have you comment on some others to build that community kind of camaraderie. And then the big thing, and this was for my other assignment as well, again, I feel like the village idiot for not having this initially, and I apologize for this, was I didn't provide a rubric. Rubrics are so vital, I think, for folks to look at, heck, how the heck am I going to be graded? It takes that bias out of it, and it just, I think, makes everybody feel more comfortable knowing, okay, here's my checkbox. If I do this, I'm going to get this grade. And that's very comforting, especially in a digital course, online course. So I posted that here at the bottom of the PDF. So that has been added. That was a huge revision, and I appreciate the 2 peer reviews I had kind of bringing that up to me and being like, hey, add those rubrics, and that'll make life so much easier, which, again, could not agree more. So we get down to the nitty-gritty of the course. I had the overview with everything, hey, here's what we need to do. Again, they got positive feedback on that, very detailed. The big thing, though, of course, as we know, as online learners, and you, professor, as obviously a leader, is not everybody reads everything. And so I think you kind of oversaturate with, hey, let's do this, and let's do this. So that was a positive thing. That was, I was proud of that part anyway. We get down to the content. I, honest to gosh, did not have too many critiques about the content itself. All the links worked, all the infographics that I posted, all the directly embedded things about digital citizenship was there. The one thing that I did see one critique of, which I totally get, I might be more of a personal preference, was maybe the font size that I utilized. I know, I'm not going to call them out by any means in a negative way, but I know one of the criticisms or ways to improve was maybe make it bigger, which I totally understand that. I know for me personally, sometimes when it's massive, huge font, that's almost a turn off. It's kind of blowing up at me. But that is definitely something I could go back and fix. I think that's more of a kind of dealer's choice kind of preference there. But again, kind of put it in bold right here. These are the big things that we got to get done. This is what you're going to be doing. So again, adding that, kind of making sure everybody knows, hey, by the end of this week, that's kind of what we're looking for there. And so with the course content, again, not a lot of criticisms there, things that they thought I needed to revise. Let's get to the activities. Excuse me, fighting this winter cold. The week-long project, the Book It or the Kahoot. And so I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here because I had quite a few revisions that I wanted to add. And the number one thing, of course, was the pesky rubric. A lot of folks said, yes, this was a great idea. Most of us educators have used Book It or a Kahoot, so they were very complimentary about me adding the how-tos, like if they've never used it before, this can make your life easy, just follow these simple instructions. But again, like the village idiot I can be, did not add that rubric to show them, hey, this is how you're going to get a 100. This is how you get a B, a C, whatever their preference is grade-wise. And so having that rubric there, which I think was super, super important. Hopefully it'll load up and we're not wasting too much time. There it goes, perfect. And so something I probably should have done better with this rubric was not make it so scrunchy on the left-hand side there. But just showing them, hey, this will get you the 5 points, the 1 point, the 2 points, the 3 points. So I think that would be super beneficial if I were to redo this. And again, one of those things, it seemed so obvious when I was making the course, and I couldn't feel dumber not incorporating that. So let's kind of wrap this up. Again, don't want to put anybody to sleep having to listen to me go over this. The practice test and the answer key, again, had no criticisms or critiques with that. Those, of course, were a required part of that digital citizenship portion. Again, I think the biggest thing, which I kind of addressed up here, was the workshop schedule in this part, the 4 assignments in this course, that just kind of banging home again. Hey, these are the things we need. Again, I think I did a poor job assuming folks would look at every single page, every single thing, and go, oh, this is what he's talking about. we're busy. We have kids. We have lives. We don't necessarily have time to look at everything. So just kind of over saturating that point home, hitting that point home for them. Like this is what we got to get done. This is what we need. Um, I think was something I need to do a much better job of the quote unquote next go around here. So yeah, I'm gonna again shout out to Emily and Miss Marchand for helping me out, for giving me amazing ideas and suggestions. Um, can't thank them enough. I know how much work this was, and hopefully next time when we do this, I can take this, learn from it, be more present. I think that's the number one thing. Is simply being digitally present those few times a week to answer any confusion questions, especially for the opening alpha box. I should have been there virtually to kind of, hey, y'all, I'm Josh, blah, blah, blah. This is kind of what I'm looking for. I think that would ease people's minds, especially the first day, that first Monday, first day of any new online course. I know for me, it's so much new information. You're scrolling. What do I need to get done? What are the musts? So I think me just being there, seeing my dopey head there, could have eased any questions or concerns. So that's a big thing that I'll take with me for the next time I do something like this. So again, again, love this project. Was a lot more work than I anticipated in a good way. Took so many things. I think the best thing I can say about this is there's a lot of applications I can bring into the classroom, which is the ultimate goal of this, is how can I help my students. So I really appreciated it. Again, thank you for all the responses and the surveys on how to get better with this. It was a fantastic learning experience. So I appreciate your time, and I hope everybody enjoys the end of the semester and